It's a day one at Bathurst Supercars Torque special. Some big news coming out this week, but I don't want to cover it all off right now. Just want to do a quick little recap each day. But I do have to say, Camaro is coming in with Gen 3 in 2022. They have confirmed that the cars are going to be slightly wider, slightly lower, and slightly lighter. Don't want to get into that too much. It will be a kind of supercars thing where you can go and buy the parts off them. The Camaro is going to be homologated by 888 again though, so it will be a pretty good race car. And the biggest thing with all this, there is going to be less aero, and there is talk of a category engine, which I've been pushing for a while, as well as supercars kind of having the right to the IP of the cars where they can provide parts to teams, or teams can build them if they want, which will definitely help with cost saving. There has been some communication from Supercheap Auto over the last couple of days. They released a press conference video basically taking a dig at supercars for taking on Repco as a sponsor over the next few years. There's a bit of a dig in the livery of the Jack LeBrock car for the weekend as well. They're still sponsoring the race. This comes across as a little bit childish to me. The video was quite funny. It was done quite well, but maybe not the right time. Maybe they should be, celebrating their relationship with Bathurst rather than they're putting a little bit of a negative spin on it to me. I'll leave it at that for that one. With talk of new liveries from the weekend, we have seen Rick Kelly has got the fan inspired, all the little photos of the fans on the car. Looks quite like the normal paint job, except there's hundreds of little photos of fans on the car. Car's been looking good all year, so that's quite good. 888 has come out. They've got Thanks Holden fans on the side of the car. It's not much, but it's something. Walkinshaws have got something similar across the top of the door. The big new paint job for the weekend, the MSR changed the paint job, but, no one cares about someone who's up the back of the grid. Anyway, the big one is probably Todd Hazelwood has got Cub Cadet on the side of the car, and you're definitely not going to miss that car all weekend. If it was me, I would have gone for a slightly brighter shade of yellow. It's nearly kind of taxi yellow. I would have just gone just a little bit brighter to get away from that taxi theme. Last little bit of news to cover off before we get into the day's running. Bryce Fullwood has signed on for another year. Looks like it's only a 1-year extension, but he's definitely done a good enough job this year to continue for next year. In what was rather a quiet day on track, there wasn't many incidents to talk about. Practice 1, the big one, was Slady cruising around and just turned in on Shane Van Gisbergen. Pretty simple, that one. All Slady's fault. Should have been paying more attention. And then with what happened in practice 2 with the power steering failure while Lowndes was at the wheel, if you were Jamie, you'd be like, I'd give him the keys for 5 minutes and this is what he fucking does to the car. Anyway, maybe that's where I just had a feeling prior to the race. Quite a few people asked me, why didn't you tip 17 or 888 to win the race? I said, I've just got a feeling that something's going to go wrong with those cars this weekend. Maybe that was, them getting it out of the way first thing on Thursday. I nearly said Friday. It is still Thursday. Interestingly, they went on and on and on about how Lowndesy only got 8 laps done in that session. And I was thinking, I heard an interview with Jim Richards during the week, and he was mentioning about, I think it was the 78 race when he turned up to race with Brocky in the HDT. And he said he did, it was 5 laps, I think, in practice, and Brock had done maybe a dozen laps, and they put the thing away and said, we don't want to put any more Ks on it, we don't need to put any more stress on it, we know it's quick, we're good to go. And I just thought, these days, they go out, they've had nearly 3 hours of running on track today, and they just go out all the time, and we make a big deal that Lowndes only got 8 laps in that session. Interesting, in the co-driver sessions, Moffat was fastest, then Brodie and Tim Slade. So, Slade didn't do too bad a job for the day there. The big surprise for me in the co-driver session was David Russell getting that Matt Stone racing car up to 9th. It hasn't seen heights like that all year. And I'd pegged him as a bit of an issue because he'd been out of the seat. But yeah, let's see how it goes for the rest of the weekend. Overall for the day, Cam Waters fastest 2:04.169. Nothing really to write home about, but he did end up, I think it was 3/10 faster than Scott McLaughlin. And Scott was obviously disappointed with his lap. Thinks that he could be as fast as Cam, but it just goes to show Cam fastest in 2 of the sessions. They're stamping down their authority. He's saying he wants to win. It was also great to see the Erebus cars looked relatively good, and Dave Reynolds once again seems happy. He's got Alistair McVeigh there, Betty's there. He seems to have his family around him again, and he's at his happy place at Bathurst. He seems really happy, and still looking like rain on the weekend. And the last time it rained up at Bathurst, Dave went on to win. So, maybe I should, change my comments that I think 99 is going to be the faster of the 2 cars out of that team. But it's great to see that everyone seems relatively competitive. We haven't got anyone out front by a mile or anything like that. It's looking like it's going to be a great race. Little bit of housekeeping before I go. I have started up an Instagram account. So for those of you who are on Instagram, look me up, Supercars Torque, all one word. Currently got 1 post up there. I will try and add over the weekend. I do know how to use Instagram, and I do use it a little bit with my personal account. So the Supercars Torque account, it is up and running. So hopefully I'll have some followers by the end of the weekend going on there. If it goes well, I'll continue to post up there. I'm going to try and do a quick little review like this tomorrow and Saturday night as well. The main race review will probably still be on Tuesday night. But that's it for today. Until next time, I'll see you later.